Everything's down on the floor today, so while I put the music on, get yourself down on the floor and ready to start. We're starting with 100 today. Lengthen the neck, arms away. Nice big gap between the shoulders, bring the legs up into tabletop. I'm aiming for 100, breathing in, 2, so lifting the shoulders and head. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 20, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. Trying to keep that lower back in neutral so it's not arching away and it's not being pushed into the mat. Just be really aware of your lower back as you do this. Now, if you want to start to challenge yourself, take one leg out. Are you under control? If you aren't, bring it back in a little bit. If you're not under control there, bring the knees closer. Really aware of what's going on with your back. Let's change legs. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Gets too much, remember you can always put your head down. Really think about lengthening between the ears and the hands though. If you put your head down, maybe try lifting it again. Let's try taking that leg out. Really be aware of what's going on with your lower back. Are your abdominals strong enough to hold that leg there? If they aren't, bring it back in. Change legs. And rest. Remember, you don't have to do the 100 every time. We're aiming to get towards the 100. It's a nice gentle exercise. Now, make sure you've got room above your head. Looking at pelvic stability again. Start with your hands under your lower back. Feet hip width apart, so feet together, toes out, heels out, gives you an approximation. And we're going to slide alternating legs along the mat, but I want you to start by putting your hands under your lower back. Feel what's going on. So slide that leg away as straight as it will go and bring it back. So you can, if you want, flex the foot at the end. I'm going to leave that up to you. The most important thing is that your back is as stationary as possible, that the other knee is as still as possible. So we're now going to add opposite arm floats. So taking the arms up in the air, drop the shoulders down. As your right leg goes away, take the left arm above the head. Don't worry too much if you've gone the other way. Really want to be aware of our body all the way through. I've got my palms facing. When the arms are in this position, you will reach further. Don't worry about touching the floor. Try and keep the arms straight. Last one. Come here, just sitting now. You may need to sit on a block for this one. You want to be sitting as upright as possible. However, if you find this really hard, you can lean back a little. And all we're going to do is lift alternating legs. So lift, 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 lift. And I might look like I'm lying back against the wall, but I'm not. I'm very, very small space here in my basement. Lift and lower. If you find this really hard, remember you don't have to do all of them. You're going to feel this in the hip flexors. Hip flexor exercise, but if your knees are weak, you're going to feel it above the knees. If you're finding that really easy, I'm going to give you a slightly harder option. I've got a slight injury on my hip at the moment, so I will show it to you and then stay with the easier version. So the harder version, take the leg out to the side, in and down, up, out, in. A couple more of those if you can. Don't worry, if it's too much, rest it. what I want to do next is just come up onto my knees. I'm feeling a little bit tight, nice and tall, and I'm just going to give a little bit of stretch through the hips. I'm pushing the hips forward to stretch through that area. Coming down onto our sides, and what I want you to do, lying on your left side so we can be working the right legs, relax the head down. If you've got a towel, you might want to put it underneath. You can have the arm out straight if you've got room. My shoulders, my bottom and my feet are pushed back against the wall, and I'm going to come forward just a tiny bit. Hips are stacked. We're going to lift the top leg and lower. Lock the knee only, so the feet are on the floor. So, often called the clamshell. Now, if you find or feel you're leaning back, take the hand in front. I actually like to put my hand on my hip so that I can feel that I'm not letting that hip roll back. It is just the leg that's lifting. From there, if you're against the wall, you're going to need to come forward a little bit. Start with the legs in line. Come up onto the elbow. A shoulder is above the elbow. Nice straight line. Bend that bottom leg back. And what you're going to do is just lift up the hip off the ground and drop it down. Lift the hip up. So I'm resting the weight on the foot. You might need to adjust if that's difficult on your shoulder. Now watch that you haven't brought your knee forward. Have a look down your body. Can you see that your knees are together and your foot is a straight line away? Often see people jackknife themselves for this one. And lower. Well done. If it starts to get too much on your shoulder, give it a shake hand, give it a rest. Last one. Shake it out. We're going to come onto our fronts next. I'll get you to watch the exercise. I'm going to give my shoulder a little bit of a stretch. Just taking it across, stretching it through the shoulder. We're going to do Starfish. Watch me first. Legs are about the width of a standard Pilates mat. Arms are about the same. And we're going to lift opposite arm and leg. Head comes up too. Lift. And lower. Off we go. Breathing out as you lift, in as you come down. Think more about lengthening away than lifting very high. Try and pull your belly away from the floor. It probably will be touching. But we're trying to keep the back in neutral as much as possible. And after that one, I like to come back and stretch my bottom back towards my heels. A little bit of stretch through the shoulders and just stretching the lower back the opposite direction. So we're going to go for the clam on the other side. So feet, bottom, knees, upper back in line with the wall. Knees about 90 degrees, head relaxed, lift and lower. So feel what's going on with that hip, it should be still. hips are stacked. Watch that your upper body is back, that you're not all crowded in on yourself. And lift and lower. So over the weeks, we're going to start to develop these, and I'm going to develop these quite quickly. Some of these easier exercises are really for those that are new to Pilates, to get the idea of what they're doing, to really get used to their body in these exercises. And make sure you're doing it correctly, so that as we go to the harder exercises, you're doing it with correct form. Ready for that side plank. So if you come against the wall, you need to come forward a little bit. I need to come forward to have room here anyway. Start off with the legs in alignment, elbow under the shoulder so that you're feeling it comfortably in your shoulder, or as comfortable as possible. Bend that bottom leg back. Check down your body. You can see knees are together. You're in a straight line coming up. And lower. Lift. And lower. And don't worry if you can't do all of them. If you find that you're struggling with these workouts, it might be that you stick with week 1 for a month. If you're stronger and you're just learning some of the exercises, then you'll move very quickly on to week 2. I got the weight into my knee and onto the foot to help me lift, but all the work is coming from the side of the body. Just again, check that you haven't let that bottom knee slide forward, that you are in a straight line. Have a quick look down your body. Keep that head back up, lengthen the neck. If it gets too much, remember you don't have to do them all. Well done. So we're going to do another exercise now that is to do with pelvic stability. I'm going to come to a bit of an angle. We're going to be lying down on the floor, and what you're going to be doing is dropping one knee out towards the side and then to the other. I want you to stay with this easier version this week. Hands under the lower back, neutral spine, so a little bit of gap in the spine. Feet hip width apart, so feet together, toes out, heels out, center of the hips, center of the knees, center of the ankles. And you're going to let that knee drop down, keeping the hip stable. So you shouldn't feel any movement in the lower back. Have a quick look up and see what's happening to this knee that is staying where it is. That's the one you need to be aware of. We want to be in control. So it might be you only go a small way. When I do this in my live classes, most of the class don't drop their knee very far. Now, one or two do. They're just very mobile. It isn't about how far you go. This is really about getting the strength in your core to hold everything else still. Now, if you're struggling to keep the other leg still, push the heel of the leg that you're not working into the mat, which will help you engage those core muscles. Think of pulling the belly button back towards the spine slightly to help engage the core. And rest. Bringing the knees into the chest. Keep it back a little circle. And rest. And that is all for today's workout. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.